This episode is brought to you by Monkey Nutrition. I think with spoken word artists, since they decided to not play the music game, maybe in their mind they're like, I'm not like those guys that do those things. So maybe those guys are the harder sell.
And again, that's completely fine though, and you can do that. But if you live your life in that way, as I said, I've chosen to make this my career rather than just my art, as it were. Right. You know, I've chosen that this is what I do for a living. And again, there's going to be thousands and millions of spoken word artists who it's completely that. They make they write what they write, and that's it. They're putting it out there, and it's this piece of art. But you know, if you're making a penny from it, you're selling your art.
Right.
You got to deal with that.
Well said. I've heard that if people would ever dare, and I don't know this, to like download one of your songs illegally on a torrent, I'm heard that they will actually get a track of you rapping about how they've just stolen your stuff. Is that true?
It's one of the things I did on Distraction Pieces. It was the first time I was doing it all on my own label.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
because again, I'm not even that familiar with torrents and whatnot, but I decided to do a thing. So I got all the beats, so it was the right length, and then I just sat there and talked. And it's weird because it kind of turned into kind of a director's commentary on as DVD extras, because like I talked about, the drums on this were by this guy, and this guy did this. But it was kind of to get that message across that, because again, people are going to steal stuff. That's a fact, and it can annoy me a bit, but I don't want to be a preachy dude about it. But the thing that does annoy me is that people haven't got any shame in it anymore. That people will tweet you saying, no, I torrented that. It's like, don't come and talk to me about that. It's cool. I understand you do that,
right?
But don't come and talk to me about it, because particularly as that was the first thing on my own label, I was doing it me and the artists involved in the tracks. That was the only people that you were stealing with. There wasn't some big evil label or publisher or whoever that you're stealing from. You're stealing directly from the people that you're getting this enjoyment from. So do that if you want to, but know that that's the case. Do you know what I mean? Right. Again, and that was the whole point, and what I say on the commentary as such is saying you've stolen this, and that is what it is. But know what it is, and be comfortable with that in yourself. You can't. I'm not going to allow you to kid yourself that you're just are ripping off the man or the machine. Right. You're stealing from me directly. So if that's what you choose to do, then cool. But know what it is.
Good. You got
and
it.
I've got a weird thing with that. I get people again. Before we started, we were talking about a mixed martial arts a bit, and I'm a big fan of MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and everything in that area. And I get people, because I tweet about it a lot. I've had the UFC hit me up in the past for some of the UK stuff, to tweet some promo stuff and things like that, because they know I'm genuinely into it. So, but I get people tweet me fairly regularly saying, have you got a stream? And I'm like, well, no, because on BT Sports over here, for example, it's something like a £15 a month. I get more than £15 a month's enjoyment out of all the UFC I watch. Do you know what I mean? There's particularly now with like 4 or 5 every month. It's like, it's worth, to me, it's worth what I pay for it. If I get, say the cost of the event is the same as a gig ticket, I'll have as much fun watching an event as I will going to a concert. So it's justified to me. I feel that's, I think you get more value. I think with the music thing, I'm going off on all sorts of tangents now, but with the music thing, I think I prefer to buy music because with my investment, it gives the music more weight. And I'll explain that. Like when I was a kid, I could probably, I didn't have money. I could probably afford an album a month, but that meant that I'd listen to that album over and over again, and it was an investment there. Whereas now, if you've downloaded 10 albums at the beginning of the week, you're probably not even going to get around to listen to a few of them. Whereas if you've paid for one, you'll be listening to that because you paid for it and you want to listen to beginning to end. And I think, there's a thing there of adding value by actually spending.
People value what they pay for.
Yeah.
And I think with some of these streaming services like Spotify, I find that all the time. Like I'll listen, and then I'll hear something I really like, and I'm like, who are these guys? And I'm like, but they're almost expendable because they come on for free, and I didn't have to search them out. And then once you buy, you make literally an investment, don't you?
Yeah, completely.
And a personal investment,
and I really think
investment.
that's, again, it's not me trying to be an artist of saying, buy my stuff. As said, if you steal it, you steal it. As long as you're not coming to my face and going on about it, then we're cool. But just on a personal level, I feel I get my money's worth, and I want to invest in it.
You've got to stand for something. It's important to have those principles. Let's talk about your videos. This week on London Real, we have astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I wake up every morning astonished that an astrophysicist can have 1.7 million Twitter followers.